with so many fires or talk to people?
No,
about it?
I don't. I just can't. I never seem to recollect any of it, you know.
Yeah.
Just when the pennies burnt down and stuff like that, to say there's been a big fire there, we'd go up there and sometimes stick on your pants over your other pants to get up there to see what the fire was burning.
Was the Belay family one of the French families in town?
Belay?
Belay? Do you know that
Could
family?
be,
Yeah, you didn't
but
know
see,
that.
it wasn't we weren't acquainted too much with that.
Okay.
Where did you go to grade school?
St. Joe's. I just went to St. Joe's over near where it is now, St. Joseph. I went to Emerson School to start with. See, Emerson School's the same way direction there.
Okay.
But I only went there, but I graduated out of St. Joseph.
Were there a lot of kids there?
Oh, there was quite a few. We'd have a couple of rooms full of kids.
Do you remember any of the priests?
Oh, I know them. I got pictures stuck up in there. I can name them quite a bit, but you never see them anymore. They're mostly all out of town. They're all gone out of town. You don't see hardly any of those kids anymore. No, we don't.
Do you remember when they closed the parishes in Butte? Up on the hill, St. Mary's?
Oh, yeah,
St. Lawrence?
St. Lawrence. Yeah, we had a lot of churches. And then they cut some out.
And you went to Butte High or Central?
No, I didn't go to either. I was too poor.
So what did you do when you got out of grade school?
I just went to work. I worked with my mother, go with my mother to every place to do some. We made baskets and we made all kinds of flowers and stuff. When they come in with the train with paper flowers or something, we'd drag us by the hand and away we got in the streetcar and go to this store where they got the paper. And that's all I did all my life, is did a lot of work, just for pastime.
So you and your mom would make baskets of flowers and sell them to the...
Well, we
people on
never
the train?
sold them. We'd make a lot of them. We made them for plays they had in uptown and at the theaters. Make paper flowers and they'd dress all up in white, and we'd make big red roses, and they'd do a little jimmy jam up there. And if the school had something going on, we'd all be always making something.
So is that why the actors and actresses were introduced to you? Because you were making
Oh,
flowers and things?
I
for them?
guess. Well, we were always introduced to them because they knew that we knew what we were doing, you know, and that's what we'd done. So I never learned much. Just a lot of hard work.
Would you go into the theaters and decorate too? Or?
No, we never did that. If they wanted something that was to make, well, we would make it for them and give it to them. Like the kids, when they have things happen in school, the kids needed to have some. Well, we'd make it. And the way to go out the house. And Christ, my mother made everything, cotton rugs and everything. We used to buy coats and get these coats, and if she didn't like the color of them, she'd dye them. And then we'd cut them all in braids and make braid rugs. I'm telling you, there were some in the front back room.
Did your mom design dresses? Did she design?
Well, she did when she was working for this lady's shop, and they were cutting the patterns out, you know. They design it. And lots of times I'd go uptown and I'd see something I'd like in the window, in one of the store windows. I'd say, I like that, Ma. Well, we go home and Ma'd have it cut out. In a couple of days, the thing was ready then. And I was always getting good picking on my legs if I didn't keep still.
Well, with the girls that were working up on Galena, would they have ideas of dresses that they liked, that they saw in magazines?
Well, I don't know too much.
Would they ask your mom to make them?
My mother always made them. They were just regular, just like nightgowns, you know what I mean? They were silk, and they were pretty goods and that. She'd make them for them.
What about clothes to wear out on the street, though?
No, not that. Just store clothes.
Yeah.
And Mom would, because they'd have all their button clothes for themselves.
Would they buy their clothes in
Yeah,
France? Would they buy
no, they'd buy them here. They'd buy stuff they want here. They weren't people that go out too much.
Uh-huh.
You know, they'd have their business and then they go over and visit the lady and well, it amazed us, you know. One lady said, I sure like this one guy to come and see me all the time. He's got a massager and he massages my body. She used to tell us all the time that, gee, that guy is sure good, he massages my body. Everybody has their idea.
Yeah, that's funny.
She'd tell us and we'd laugh like hell.
Huh.
And we were little too, you know, not too awfully big.
And then you met Hank when you were how old?
Oh, I knew Hank when he came over from Canada. We knew the family together. The families all come together, you know.
But you spent a lot of time as a single woman before you got
Oh
married.
yeah, I didn't get married till after I was usher at the American Theater. I ushered at the American Theater here. It used to be on Park Street.
So what was the American Theater like? What was it
It
like
was
inside?
it was a nice theater, very nice. It was just, and then that's when we used to be able to take the colored people upstairs in nigger heaven. Never sat down with white people. They all sat up in nigger heaven.
Is that because you took them up there, or they wanted to go
No,
up there?
they had to go there to sit.
Is that right?
They had to go there to sit. And we're sitting in a streetcar, and you came in, there was only one seat. You got out of the seat and gave it to the people.
The black person got out and...
Yeah, and the white one sat in
Yeah.
their place in the streetcar too. They weren't recognized. And we had signs in our restaurant, we don't serve colored people.
Huh.
You didn't serve them a cup of coffee, a donut, or anything.
Now, why did that just was it just
That
was not done?
that was the deal that you had. If they did, you'd get pinched, I guess. But then we never did. Only I did sell one time to a colored minister. He was coming through, and it was quite late. It was around 11 o'clock, and I was just cleaning up to go home. And he said, "Would you mind making me a cup of coffee?" I said, "No, come on, sit down, and I'll make you a cup of coffee." I said, "I'll make you a good, strong cup of coffee." So I made him a good, strong cup of coffee, and he thanked me from the time he got out of the seat till he got out in the street. He was so glad to get a cup of coffee, you know.
Yeah.
But I said, that was so embarrassing. And whenever went to a joint, they never drank out of a glass. They always drank out of a bottle. They could throw the bottle away. And the glass they didn't throw. They never used the glass.
So where would they go to a restaurant that would serve them? Where would
I don't know. They just had to pick up some place where they could eat.
Yeah.
They were to a colored place that they might
Yeah.
go. But otherwise, nobody was served any place in the town.
And what was the inside of the American Theater like? You walked in off of Park Street,
Yeah.
and then what was the lobby like? What was it like?
Well, it was just kind of a lobby, and there were seats all over, and aisles come up to see your seats. You know, you had different aisles come up, and all your seats was in there.
How many aisles were there?
Oh, God, I don't know. I worked enough of them I should know. But they were just them. I can see.
Was it a big theater?
Oh yeah, American Theater was a big theater.
And you would work nights?
Yeah, but sometimes up till 11 o'clock.
Were there a lot of people on the streets at night?
Oh yeah, well, and when they had good pictures, you know, these pictures that were really the guys that they knew they liked to see, why they'd be filled up pretty fast.
Okay.
We always had a.
But when you would leave the theater, would there be people going around?
Well, there people walking on the street all over all the time.
Yeah.
Going.
There are a lot of people walking.
Yeah, walking around and talking to each other and see what they're going to show or what they're going to do, and how's come they're uptown at that time of the night, But otherwise, the theater was pretty well loaded.
Did you have to wear a uniform to the theater?
Yes, we wore white pants and the first time they ever wore pants that were made, like you wear or stuff, and white pants and shirts. Someplace you wore a curled shirt and someplace you wore a white shirt.
Oh, you say they were white pants or wide pants?
No, white.
White?
Yeah, just washing pants. You take them home and wash them and put them on the next morning. That's what we done. We wore them, and sometimes they would change the different colors on them.
Did you have a flashlight that you'd shine on the floor when you're taking people to their seats?
Oh yeah, we had a light to show them where they sat and where they get up and get out.
And they sat with it. You'd actually check their tickets.
Well, we knew that when they come in, that they were pretty honest. You knew their tickets were there. When they showed you where they're going to sit, they knew they were going to sit there.
Yeah. Huh. And then you would go home on the streetcar?
Yes, go home, take my hair. I used to have hair pretty long and braids, and I'd be in the streetcar and taking all the hairpins out of my hair so I could get out of the road of anybody and go home running like hell. Run from Florence Avenue just across the street to Harrison, and we'd go like hell.
Why? Because you were afraid to be out at night?
No, I was never afraid. It would be 11, 12 o'clock, it all depend. Sometimes we'd go out and have something to eat or drink after the show.